Good day, everyone. This is week 6 of Formula G in Czech Republic. I couldn't really get around to commentating the Suzuka video because it's just, it's been too long ago. I was a bit busy this week, so, and I don't think it was super interesting to watch anyway. But here I am back, and gonna commentate on this video on Czech Republic. So yeah, first starting off in a round that I do not particularly like because it is a bit snowy, and when it is snowy it seems like it is quite high up in the mountains, which means it's a bit more rural. I didn't recognize that name, Vysoké Potok, so I just went down the hill, hoping I could find a bit more. So yeah, the thing with Czechia is you usually just need to find a sign that has some road numbers for you to check, because they are generally well ordered, both the double digit and triple digits, maybe the double digits less so. Yeah, here's name of the town, which is important later on. But yeah, this is kind of my strategy for Czechia. Just find a sign with good information with road numbers. But that said, Oprava, which I recognized, I think. Why am I looking there? Oh, I saw Pardubice there too. Yeah, I spent a bit too much time on this, but it made me think, why did I see České Budějovice? Oh, it's somewhere in the middle. But that's really not the best way to go at it. I wasted a bit of time on that. While the better thing to do is to actually find, like I said, road numbers, because in instances like these, don't trust government buildings like that. In places like Peru, they're very useful, but here, as I remember it now, it wasn't as useful. This is something that I wanted to have. The 11 road, you can zoom out quite a bit for that, so I can just scan the map a little bit and try and see if I can find that. Bit to the right, come on, you can do it. Dude, yes. Past me is so blind sometimes. But yeah, I already took quite a bit of time for this already. So I definitely didn't do this perfectly. But now I just needed to know where on the 11 am I, and where, which town and am I close to, etc. So I needed to keep going. And yeah, sometimes I'm just checking if I missed a sign or something. But yeah, I'm heading into this town, and there is the sign I needed. 11 and 43, which is here. And there is the town I needed, Moravský Králov. I thought I recognized it, but for some reason I was just double checking stuff. Where, well, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. I thought I was looking for these places. Without me knowing, I already found the town. Yeah, not sure what I was doing there. Here I was checking to see what those signs said again. And me just being random. Okay, let me say this when I'm done with the round. But yeah, this is just a bit of a mistake I made, because I found the right place, yet still I'm just looking for things that I don't have to look at, because I already was at the town that I started in. So I don't know why, but yeah, here's Moravsky Kralov, and I didn't have enough time to think where I was, not remembering that it was a big bend off to the south, and that cost me, as I accidentally click on the flag. So yeah, I could have gotten that, but really that was just a big mistake on my part. That says Zlinsky Kraj, which indicates that I'm in the region of Zlín. I'm not sure how Czech administrative divisions work, but Zlín is a big city, so I reckon, okay, it's probably a province, state, whatever you call it, of some sort. So that made the search vicinity a bit smaller, luckily, because Czechia can look a bit samey in terms of landscape, so you really need to rely on other things like I told you, road numbers and bigger cities. But luckily, there's usually quite a lot of that in Czechia, so that's good. I'm just wandering through this town, looking for something concrete, and is a big river, which I need to keep in mind. I think there's almost a sign upcoming. So yeah, again, my strategy is just look for a sign where there's stuff in it that I know. Like so. 55, luckily a double-digit road. Now I just have to find the two cities, Radište and Hodonín. Just need to see where the other was. And then I actually recognized the river I passed through, which is not often. Usually I don't really rely on rivers, but this looked so correct and right. It's like this road here as well corresponds with the yellow road that curves around. So now it's just a matter of pinpointing, which I couldn't get around to last time, unfortunately. But in terms of the curvature of the road, I kind of was already certain where I was. I'm heading into this village right here, which is correct. Combined with how the road curves, I am quite certain of my case. And now I'm counting steps, because that's basically the best way to pinpoint in rounds like these. I wasn't sure if that was a road, but the road curves there pretty clearly anyway. So onto the other side, I wasn't counting along this time, but that should have been a wrap up right. So I got a 5k there this time, a bit off. But luckily they changed the parameter from 15 meters to 25 meters in smaller countries to get a 5k, which is very useful and helpful for countries like these where you can get a bit of a empty road in some instances. If this blurred sign could tell me what it is. Yeah, sometimes those signs are not useful as well. You want to look for the ones with road numbers. But yeah, for now, not much to see, except for Kolín, which I recognized. I think that was close near Prague. Was it not Laven, maybe? Oh no, it was near Prague, not too far away. And now it's just a matter of looking for the other places. Polepi was there, so I had some assumption that it was somewhere south of there, and it did seem correct considering down there was Czervenepečki. Sorry if I'm butchering those pronunciations, by the way, if anyone watching this is Czech. I try my best, but I'm not a native speaker. But that goes for most languages anyway. So back to the pinpointing, just to see what this road has to offer me. It curves to the south. I'm heading into this place called Bohunjovice, and I was north of there. So I knew I had to be, well, somewhere north of that, as usually goes with road directions. Okay, so this looked pretty recognizable, these buildings, but this truck was blocking my view, so I realized I was actually in front of one of the buildings. Yeah, you can clearly see that when I'm not behind the truck, that I'm somewhere in between those buildings. Yeah, not quite facing the building, but in between. And that was a bit off still, but 5k no less. Next one is in another town, and that can be either good or bad, depending on if the surrounding areas have good signs. Again, you're just quite reliable on the signs in this country. But I like that, personally, because then I can kind of learn the patterns and the structures going into these roads, and remember some bigger cities that are off and on there. But I don't think I'm gonna do the sprint race for Prague either. I'm not gonna. I have recorded it, but it's a bit of a disaster. And again, I don't really feel like it's worth it to upload. Not because I did bad or anything. That's not really the case. But it's more so that me just screwing around a bit. It's probably not very entertaining to watch. Might reconsider that. But I actually found a nice sign here that's not on the same road as here, but that did help me go into the right direction. If my scrolling will want to help. Here's exit number 230. Very helpful. And this looked like the road I was in. Therefore, that should be the town. No, not that town. South of here, anyway. Or this. Yes, sorry, this makes more sense because I was further away from the exit than I thought. And this looks quite obvious with this bend and that road going off there. So yeah, this one is 5k as well. And the last round was a bit tricky, I remember. So let's see. I've got a railway track right here, which helps. Oh well, it could help. That doesn't mean I might be in time to find it. Anyway, yeah, same kind of thing here as always. There's not really much to talk about in terms of landscape because, I mean, there are subtleties, but generally I don't really, I'm not really good at distinguishing different regions of Czechia. It's all a bit of the same, just rolling hills. Although the around the borders, it can be a bit more mountainous, but in the middle, it's just a bit of the same. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it doesn't really help distinguish you different areas of Czechia. So that's also another reason why kind of just need to rely on signage instead of guessing on landscape. That's something more suitable for, I don't know, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, where there are really some distinct landscapes. But then again, those I was gonna say they're much bigger, but Kyrgyzstan isn't that big, but Mongolia is. But yeah, there's a lot of things that makes climate a complicated matter. Let's just put it that way. So as you can see, I'm just rushing through these plains to find something. I found this city, town of Bludov. Was there anything on here that I could use? Skupaliste. Yeah, but not much. Yeah, you see, those kind of signs just aren't super helpful. So still with more with 1.5 gone, I kind of need to find something now to help me pinpoint and find the general area which I'm in. That can sometimes take a while, Czechia. But alas, finally here it is. Šumperk, very close, or Šumperk I should say, very close to that. I'm trying to see some town names I found. Bludov is something I recognize. Thankfully Past Me does too. And then it's a matter of trying to find the railroad and finding out the name of this little village. Yeah, as you see, I'm just following train tracks to see if anything would fit. It seems like it does, because here I'm obviously going quite horizontal. And the roads they just fit. So yeah, now it's just a matter of finding that little house. It's a bit west of me, or quite a bit actually. I think I was counting the steps there. In between some of those two houses. So that just about fit, and I guessed. So otherwise good game. Except for that one, the one round here. Unfortunately, even with a decent score of 24,877, it wasn't even enough to get in the top 10. Yeah, that's how competitive this freaking league is. So yeah, that can just make such a big difference. If I was able to 5k that, I would have definitely still gotten some points. Yeah, that's a huge difference between making small mistakes like that. Unfortunate, but overall I can't quite complain about my performance. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Let me try and... What are you doing? Please. Dude, thanks.